Hello everyone. Okay, so I've had a reaction, allergic reaction to something, and I suspect it might be the dust from the resin pieces. I did sit in front of a fan while I was doing that, so I probably got resin dust all over my hands. You can't really see it there. Really. Let's see. And it's starting to heal some. This arm is a little bit worse looking. You can't really see it good. And my eyes were puffy. It was affecting my eyes. My niece says my eyes are looking better. She wants me to continue taking Benadryl, but it makes my brain foggy, and so I'm probably won't take it until nighttime. I didn't after taking it Sunday. I had brain fog, and even after I took a nap, and then I couldn't get to sleep until 4 a.m. So that was not good. And then both Mom and me were just not really doing it very good. So I'm going to go ahead and move you down, and I'm going to do a little bit of watercolor. Now, I've been, let's see, make sure you have plenty of light. There you go. So anyway, oh, my nose. Always. And my air purifier here is working better now, but it got clogged for a bit. It was unplugged slightly, and the red light came on, even though it was not unplugged all the way. It was loose, where it's still getting some power, but it wasn't working so good. Maybe that's another thing. And I didn't realize that I could put it on different setting strengths, and so I have it on the 3 now, which is better. But in the meantime, yeah, I made that video about sketchbox colors. I really had fun. I used up all the gum Arabic that Sketchbox sent me. I've ordered some more, and I've ordered the proper kind of palette. Yeah, let's see, what brushes am I going to use today? That one needs a little bit of serious water help. It's I might not use it, but it needs to have the brushes. Well, they need to be, it's still not helping the brushes lay flat. I'm going to have to soap it up. Okay, that one needs some soap. So I got some more gum Arabic and ordered, and I've got the proper plate and Muller to make sure all the little fine dusty stuff are not in the watercolors. This is just for me. I don't plan to sell it, but I'm having fun making the colors, and I need some more greens. Maybe some figure out a way to do grays. I haven't asked Mom to go in the den to get any more of my well, she hasn't. I think I'm going to start with the bags that I used to have out there. Use them up first. So then get me a little brush. This came from Meeden. And this one here also came from Meeden. That's the smaller one. Oh. And these came with my Hemi. I might use this one from the Hemi. This is Sketchbox. I'll use the one from Sketchbox. I've got some... Sketchbox was having a sale, so I made up my own little quote box without actually having the box written in it to save money. Yeah, it'll probably be sent in a box, but I ordered brushes and watercolor paint and all fun stuff like that. And Meeden one. Now, yeah, I got that one out. This one maybe I'll get out. This is rounded a little. So we're gonna start with the background. I don't have a pale blue. That was from the Sketchbox that had coffee smell to it. It's dried so much it's come out of the container because I really hadn't been using it. So let's see. Now I made a white. This palette is supposed to be able to be, used as a palette here. But I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to put it down into my water. Get some white. I've let these dry. And then I have to wait for more gum Arabic. I'm actually enjoying making my own watercolors. And knowing how to do it and knowing the proper way encourages me to make more, especially since I have a truckload of pigment colors, micas and pigment colors in the den from my soap making days. I don't make soap anymore. That stopped in 2020. Put that there. Grab some more water. And just load it up before I go back into the blue. Look to see where that is. See, right there. I'm using the little one as my dirty water one. Dip it into the clear and go into what I suspect is one of the blues. It might be a purpley blue. Yeah, it's a purpley blue. Because when I made the blue, I had a little residual bit of the purple. But the next time I made it, I just didn't. I made it over here. This one is from that blue that I got from Mad Micas. It was one of the later ones I did, so it's strong. I don't know if I like a metal tin as a palette. It's definitely not going to be enough for the whole of the sky. And it's a little too ultramarine colored. One from the box of mix this blue into there. Add more water. Where's another blue? I'll use this one again. Trying to make it a paler sky blue. Dip it into the water and going into my white. The white dried quicker. I think that was the last one I did. I might have had more pigment. The titanium white just might have made a big difference. It might have been a little thicker. Oh, there we go. I'm liking that color now. Whew. I don't want that to be on my clothes or on my chair. So I have to be careful with it. Come up here into the sky area. And add in more. Just kind of go in the little soft there. Right across the fold there, because this is a Lucetti and there are no strings to see. No strings at all. I like it. It can lay flat. The pages are very, very, very thick. 600 GSM. If a fellow watercolorist knows what that means, it means the thickness of the watercolor is protected. And I'm just doing the sky today because, well, it'll need to dry. And I'll be making some more greens and possibly even blues tomorrow. I don't know if I really got enough of this, but that's okay because then I can come back up here and remove my clip. Go in this area here. And just might have to lace it, put the clip down below. I know what I need to do. I need to do the corner. Since I'm not going down that far today. Get this corner. And I'm a little OCD about making sure things are laying as flat as possible. So I'm just putting it in the corner. How is it possible that this is staining that palette already? Because it is staining the palette. And I'm just making a video. Michelle was live when I would have come live to do this, but I really wasn't feeling good, so I'm going to move this clip down here and possibly put another clip over here. There's going to be an area that I'm going to need to regulate for the grass. And it fell on my finger, but it's okay. These little dot things, I don't know why the light's blinking. It might be my light ahead of me. I don't know. Maybe it's the way I'm moving. I just noticed it was waving in and out. These flowers is going to be mostly green. They're some kind of green delphinium. I don't know if that's the name of them. To me, they look like delphiniums, and these other ones look like foxgloves, and I got clover in there. And I'm just practicing before I get started on the bigger one. And I might even use my own homemade watercolors with the one that's big that I need to work on. And I might, if I'm healed up by next week, I'll do some more resin. But to tell you the truth, I had an allergic reaction, and that needs to heal before I think about doing any more resin. Okay, back into the blue. It's still very soft. I made it yesterday, and then I ran out of gum arabic, and that's the binder for America. A couple of the recipes I saw for making watercolor also used honey and the gum arabic. I don't know if in Europe, Japan, if they just only use honey and they don't use the gum arabic. But I was afraid of making it sticky from what someone else has said about that. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get it sticky. Sticky. No need to get it sticky. Go back into here with more water. I didn't spray this down. I didn't want to activate all of these colors because, like I said, some of these need it. Like this one needed it. The ones I just made don't need the spray, and I can't do it without spraying. Get this off of there. Grab a little bit of water. Come back in there. Getting it darker up at the top. Letting it fade down. You know, somebody was making clouds, and their clouds looked like they were choppy. And it's because they didn't have like they didn't, what they didn't do is they probably didn't do this. They probably didn't come in and lift it and lift it and dry the brush and lift it some more. And they probably didn't, come in and do some more lifting. And then when you do it this way, you naturally have areas that are paler in this area. Then you do want to clean your brush, dry it again, come back in with a dry brush and lift that paint. And I'm not really doing a good job of doing that, so I'm going to get a little bit of white into this area. Most of the time with transparent watercolor, you don't always have white, because a white's not going to be, a white will not be opaque like gouache would be. So, but getting the tip of it coming here down at the edge, you can make the bottom part of it more stark and the top part fade away. Oops, I just clouded my clean water. I'm not really feeling good today. A little bit of indigestion, and it doesn't help that I have that rash from the, it's actually starting to be a little better. I'll just have 2 things of water to clean out afterwards now that I've gotten this a little less. So you want to thin your water down so that it doesn't dry in a big drop. And I think that there is a way you can do there is some tools that help you blend it out. But anyway, it's all your technique, basically. Oops. That went onto my area where the green of the flower is going to go. I guess the green of it won't matter when you're getting in certain areas. Another way to build up a cloud is just to go like dark under, and you can make it look like a cloud by avoiding areas where you want the cloud to live after it's dried enough. But it has to be dry enough. When I was in college, our professor made us do fog. Those are the paintings I still have from colleges of the watercolor. I still have the fog. Some of the others I no longer have. Mostly because I don't know. I gave them away. They went to people. And anyway, so I'm just making a little video of me working on getting this started with the sky. And you probably don't see much of this. I'll show you when I'm getting closer to having this down pat. Now I need to get this water. I put a big blob there to kind of bring in some of that color of the sky. At some point I want to sky to be over with and the ground to start. Made a happy little cloud there. Finish him. I only wanted to be stark on the top. I mean on the bottom. I don't want him to be stark on top. Kind of fade him some there. Fade in. Blend in basically. Grab some more paint on my brush. Get some of the water onto my little towel. This background color has to dry before I want to start on any of the flowers. And I'm probably going to put the grass background on there first too. And I'm trying to do it in layers, like I do with when I use color pencils. Layers help. And I need to make up some more of this color that I blent. And into the white. Load my brush up with the white. You know, when you have the gum Arabic, it kind of, if you look at it, it looks like it would make any color look kind of tinted. But it don't. Nor does the clove oil. I really shouldn't have added too much extra water to that, but I know I didn't have that other color added in there. Now I do. Yeah. If I go over top of these flowers, it'll be okay. I can put enough paint down where you're not going to notice that I went over top of them. Just these clouds are just making their own little way into the drawing. Probably the same thing I'll do with the other, where it's just kind of let the clouds decide where they're going to be. And I do like this brush because I can do it flat, I can do it pointed. I'm dipping it off, get drying the brush off so it's not going to roll down my page. And I'll be uploading. I've noticed on the site that live videos don't really show up like on the page the same as a video that you upload, like a reel. It is considered relevant, and a live video is not as relevant anymore. So the live videos are not really showing up when I go to the page. I have to select all or newest post to really see it. I've pinned the last video I made of me making watercolor. My Aunt Sue came online to watch, but she didn't make a comment. But I know she came on because I was using my phone and happened to see her name on there that she was watching. I think that was only one person watching. I was able to know that nobody else was on watching. Get some of this darker here. Yes, I know. It's when this makes light when my hand comes over near there. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm almost ready to put it down and let it dry. And then when I get to that point, I'll show you what it looks like as it dries. And for this week, I'm not doing resin because of that rash. I'm waiting till next week to try more resin. I don't know if I should have put masking fluid on the areas where the lazy-eyed Susans, I think is what they're called here in the U.S. I don't know what Ireland calls them, but they were listed as sunflowers that was in Ireland. Dip it there. Fade it down a little. Fade it down. Now, clean my brush off. It's wet. Go into the white. I'm definitely going to have to make lots more titanium white because I seem to like having that color. Even if it is using gum Arabic and it's supposed to be transparent. Now that's a little too wet. I'm going to have to come back in just a second. To fix that. I have that too wet. Dab a dab at the cloud. That's what happens when you have too much water on your brush and your painting is at an angle. It'll flow down. Gravity will pull it all the way down. I thought about, I've got a palette. I've got a easel in the den that's rather simple. Doesn't hold anything. I've got, other than the painting, I've got an easel here that I ordered that's more of the artist easel. And I've got, when I got this easel, from Meaden, they sent me canvases, so I've got a couple of canvases. And I've got acrylic paint, I've got oil paint. So I know Tracy was mentioning us doing a collab together sometime. And I thought, well, maybe we could paint if she didn't want to do resin. Maybe we should do a painting session together. Although, I have a Bachelor of Science degree in Fine Arts, so I know that skill level I have is... But Tracy's pretty good at making drawings and things and doing paint. She might not have that. I don't know if she has a degree in art. I do, but we do things different way, but that don't mean either one of them is worse or better. I think it's cute, some of the things that she's done. I'm trying to get this edge back that I messed up. I made this color from Mad Mica's Twilight. And that's where I made that one from. Twilight. Some more white. I need to soften some of these edges. And then I'm about ready to let it dry. I'm not going to let mess with my cloud area too much, except for maybe to kind of fade the top a little bit. Oops. The foxgloves are going to be pink with a little darker pink on the center. reclaiming my edge. I'm going to see when I get more grown bark. I'm probably going to need to make more of this twilight. If I should name this color, it looks like a ultramarine kind of color. This twilight. Okay. That be all. Gonna need to clean that palette thing off before I close that. But anyway, here we go. Gonna have to let that dry. There's my sky. We're getting ready to work on the rest of it. When it dries, I'm gonna do the grass. Let that dry. So forth. But for today, that's all I'm gonna do with me not feeling good. Anyway, I do plan to make more watercolors. And now I'm going to need to clean out my... See if I can get this off of here. If I have permanently stained this metal tin, this palette thing, if I have to just scrub hard to get this stain out of there, because I think it's been staining. I could tell that it was staining. I don't want all this in the washcloth that I have. And if I scrub hard, it'll come off. Because it's got a strong paint on there that's white. I've seen little travel palettes, but I don't know if I would ever want to find a place to sit outside and paint, because tell you the truth, the glare from the sun would make it hard on me. So I'm cleaning this palette out. See if I have another napkin on the hand. Nope. But I'm just going to have to be okay with it being stained up a little. In the meantime, I'm moving my brushes back over here. Out of the way. And I'm going to put this in my little trash can after I move my table out of my way. I don't want that to be on upcoming drawing. Here, I'll protect it. There we go. There's that. And going to go ahead and say bye now. And comment to me what kind of things you want me to see me doing. If it's the resin you're interested in, then I will try next Tuesday. Hopefully my fingers will be that. I'll be making the resin to top up the others and making a dinosaur. But I need to be very careful when I'm doing the cleanup project, or I could do a cleanup project and wait for 2 weeks from today to do more resin. Because I've got, I do need to finish the ones for the cactuses. But I've got enough, I guess. And so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and let my hives, rash from whatever I was allergic to, heal. So, bye now.